Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer, a name that remains a permanent scar on the American psyche. To his neighbors in Milwaukee, he was a quiet, awkward guy from apartment 213 who worked at the chocolate factory. To the world, he would become the Milwaukee Cannibal, a man whose crimes were so depraved they redefined the limits of human horror. It began long before the headlines, in a quiet suburb of Ohio. As a child, Jeffrey was fascinated by death, but not in the way most children are. While others played sports, Jeffrey was in the woods, collecting roadkill. His father, Lionel, mistakenly thought his son had a scientific mind, teaching him how to bleach and preserve animal bones. He didn't realize he was providing the technical foundation for a monster. By the time Jeffrey reached high school, he had retreated into a dark, alcoholic fog, a shell of a human being hiding a growing, violent fantasy. The line was finally crossed in the summer of 1978. Just after his high school graduation, Dahmer picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks. He brought him home for a drink, and when Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer struck him with a dumbbell and strangled him. He disassembled the body and buried the remains in the backyard. This was the point of no return. For the next decade, Dahmer tried to run for his impulses. He joined the army, but was discharged for his chronic drinking. He moved in with his grandmother in Wisconsin, but even there, the darkness followed. By the late 1980s, Dahmer had moved into the Oxford apartments in Milwaukee. This became his primary hunting ground. He targeted young men, mostly from marginalized communities, lured by the promise of money or a drink. Once inside apartment 213, the horror began. Dahmer didn't just kill, he sought total control. He began experimenting with amateur lobotomies, attempting to create living zombies who would never leave him. When these experiments failed, he would murder his victims, frequently engaging in necrophilia and, eventually, cannibalism. As the text in the footage reminds us, he was consuming parts of their bodies right under everyone's noses. The most haunting aspect of the Dahmer story isn't just a killer. It's a systemic failure that allowed him to continue. On at least one occasion, police had him in their grasp. In May 1991, a 14-year-old boy named Conrad Sintasamphone managed to escape Dahmer's apartment, dazed and bleeding. When neighbors called the police, Dahmer simply told the officers it was a lover's quarrel between adults. Despite the boy's clear distress and age, the officers handed him back to Dahmer. He was killed within the hour. The end finally came in July 1991. His intended 18th victim, Tracy Edwards, managed to break free from a pair of handcuffs and flag down a patrol car. When officers entered the apartment, they expected a routine dispute. Instead, they found a gallery of nightmares, Polaroids of dismembered bodies, a refrigerator containing human remains, and a vat of acid used to dissolve evidence. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't fight the charges. He confessed to 17 murders with chilling, detached honesty, almost relieved that the hunger had been stopped. He was sentenced to 16 consecutive life terms, but he would never finish them. In November 1994, he was beaten to death by a fellow inmate at the Columbia Correctional Institution. 0.3 as Dahmer is gone, but the shadow he cast remains. We don't tell his story to celebrate the man, but to remember the victims and to acknowledge the chilling reality of how easily a monster can hide in plain sight. Hit subscribe for more. How did this case make you feel? Let me know in the comments below. I read them all.